Good morning. It's day 4. Zora and Vera. Day 4 of the Camino. We're getting an early start this morning because it's going to be blazing hot again today. I think 98 degrees. So we've left our pensione. It's about 6:23 in the morning, and it's so nice and fresh and cool and probably 65 degrees outside right now. So we are headed to Zubiri today, which is about 13 kilometers. There's kind of a steep part up to go to the Pass Dero, and then lots of steep down to get into Zubiri, and then we're going to go a little bit past Zubiri to go to Larrasoana, which is where our hostel is for tonight. So hoping to get there by, 11 a.m. or something like that. So see you on the way. Oh, also, I want to say happy birthday to Dad. I love you. Hope you have a good birthday. And I can't wait to see you at the end of the way in August. I've discovered that when it is not 80 to 90 degrees out, I actually can get quite cruisy on these trails. And so my recommendation is that if it's going to be hot, like the current heat wave, leave early in the morning. We're in the middle of doing a 4-kilometer climb up to Alto Ero, which is like the last stretch up out of the foothills of the Pyrenees, and then there'll be a strong descent down as we start heading down towards Pamplona, which will be tomorrow. And I'm just cruising along. I'm trying to just bug on my finger, trying to just take advantage of this little energy surge right now before the sun is blasting on me, and get to the top of this thing in good time. Also, just a quick heads up for any of you planning on hiking the Camino, the French route. The water source that the apps say is in Larrasoana is not drinkable water. So I only filled up a little bit of water this morning in Bizkaretta because I knew it was only 1.2 miles until we got to Larrasoana. But that water now has a sign on it that says that it's not drinkable. So heads up about that. Which gives kind of a long stretch without water, and I only have maybe half a liter, so another reason to kind of cruise along. I'm hoping that this food truck that I've heard is at the top of this little peak will be there with some water. But trying to conserve, cruise up there, have some water, have a little break, and then slow and steady down the steep descent into Zubiri. Buen camino. So sad. The food truck is not open. It's too early. Can't get the multicolor stamp or more water. Oh, one of the downsides of being off stage. Okay, it's time for some practical Camino tips now that I'm 4 days in. Your feet, they are the most important thing. So typically what I do, and I don't have any blisters yet, but my feet have been getting really hot and red and tender. I think because it's so warm, and I can tell that if I keep going the way I'm going, I am going to get blisters. So my friend Vera let me use this foot glide, which just sort of keeps your feet lubricated, moist, but not like wet. So I used that this morning and it seems to be working well. I'm going to use it again, and then I'm going to see if there's something similar at the pharmacy to get, just to keep my feet as lubricated, especially when it's hot. But I take my shoes off every couple of hours or so, and I take my socks off and I switch my socks, and then I hang my other socks on the backpack, because even if your socks don't feel wet, once you take them off, you realize they're kind of damp from your feet just kind of sweating. Yeah, so that's the Camino foot tip for the day. This trail down to Zubiri is very rocky, one step at a time. I have officially run out of water. Luckily, we're going to be in Zubiri in, I think, less than 2 kilometers. Thank you, Sora, for the water.
You're welcome.
Another Camino angel. First look at Zubiri. So I think this bridge into Zubiri is known as the Rabies Bridge, because back hundreds of years ago there was this ritual where you would walk animals back and forth over it a few times, something like that, and then the lore was that it would rid them of rabies. Pretty cool. Ice bath for the feet. Feels good. Too good. You won't put your shoes back on after this. What a reward for a hard downhill. So cute. You are so cute. Oh, somebody's thirsty. Oh, that's the end of that. Goodbye. You can do it! Come on! You gotta swim! Come on! Oh! Hello! So this is traditional Spanish tortilla. It has egg and potatoes. The one yesterday that I had also had onions and cheese, but it doesn't always have cheese. And you can also get it with ham and cheese. It's a very awesome sort of midday, late breakfast, early lunch meal in Zubiri. With your coffee. Sora, you want to do a cheers to day 4 of the Camino to Zubiri? Camino tip. Dip your buff in the water and then put it on your head so that it keeps you nice and cool. Hola, chica. This is what a hot pilgrim looks like.
Exhausted pilgrim.
Hot, exhausted pilgrims. Getting some agua. And also learning how to speak Basque, Euskera. That was probably upside down. Let me give you a tour of the entire town of Larrasoana. House number 1. House number 2 is for sale. I don't know what this old building is. Doesn't look like anything's happening in there. There's Sora and Vera and Agua. House 3, which is giant. Maybe also house 4, 5, and 6. That's your tour of Larrasoana. I hope you enjoyed it. The sun will come out tomorrow and today. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow and today there'll be sun, lots of sun. Check out our sweet hostel in Urdaniz. Look at that bathroom. And we have a little 4-bunk room. It's very nice and cool. And we have an outside area and a swimming pool, although we're gonna walk down to the river and swim in the river. We are walking to the river because it's so freaking hot.
Very hot. on.
So I got a lemon Fanta, some candied nuts, and I got some potato chips. And we're gonna go for a swim. Cool off. We'll see.